You lived an entire life before the age of 3. You were born. You opened your eyes for the first time. You heard your mother's voice. You took your first steps, said your first word, and you remember none of it. Not one moment. Most people assume the answer is simple. Your brain just wasn't ready yet. But that's not quite right. Your baby brain wasn't failing to record your life. It was recording everything. The memories were there. Something destroyed them. In 1905, Freud was the first to name this infantile amnesia. And we know babies can form memories. Psychologist Carolyn Rovee-Collier proved it in the 1980s. She tied a ribbon from a baby's ankle to a mobile above their crib. The babies learned that kicking made it move. Brought back to the same crib, they remembered and started kicking immediately. 2-month-olds held the memory for days. 6-month-olds for weeks. So infant brains can learn, store, and recall. But by adulthood, every trace is gone. For decades, no one could fully explain why. Part 1. The hippocampus. This small structure is the engine of memory. It takes a lived moment. In infants, the wiring between the hippocampus and cortex isn't finished. Key regions aren't fully built until somewhere between ages 2 and 4. Your infant brain could form short-term memories. In 2014, neuroscientists Sheena, Josselyn, and Frankland asked a wild question. What if the very process that builds your brain is also what erases your memories? In early childhood, the hippocampus produces new neurons at an explosive rate, neurogenesis, necessary for wiring your future brain. But every new neuron that integrates disrupts the circuits already holding your memories. They tested it on mice. Speed up neurogenesis in adult mice. Slow it down in infant mice. They hold on to memories longer than normal. Published in Science, the conclusion was counterintuitive. Your baby brain wasn't too weak to hold memories. It was too busy growing. Part 2. There was no you yet. To have an autobiographical memory, one where you're the main character, you need a sense of self. Psychologists Howe and Mary Courage showed this with the classic mirror test. Put a dot of rouge on a baby's nose. Sit them in front of a mirror. Before 18 months, they treat the reflection like a stranger. After 18 months, they reach for their own face. They know it's them. That moment of self-recognition lines up almost exactly with when autobiographical memory becomes possible, which raises an uncomfortable question. This isn't just theory. Psychologist Wang found the age of people's earliest memory shifts by culture. In the West, where parents narrate a child's life constantly, first memories start around 3.5. Among the Maori, whose oral storytelling tradition is intense, memories reach back to 2.5. In cultures with less individual-focused narration, first memories often start closer to 4. So here's what actually happened to your first years. Your hippocampus wasn't wired for long-term storage. The flood of new neurons tore through what little it built. You had no self to anchor experience to, and no language to give it shape. Not one cause. All 4 at once. Every person who has ever lived carries this same blank space. And the reason isn't that your brain was too simple. It's that your brain was doing something more important than remembering. It was becoming you. And that meant, quite literally, dismantling the person who came before.